Hello all YouTubers and anybody else watching this video. My name is Eric Kaufman and I'm here to talk about sports, which is surprising considering how unathletic I look and actually am. Despite this being a video, I actually want y'all to all close your eyes and just imagine just for 1 second. Imagine being on one of the best football teams in the nation. Imagine playing as the star quarterback of Alabama and experiencing great success, winning championships, rings, putting up just some crazy numbers that all these announcers and sports people just constantly talk about. They're just absolutely lauding over you. And all of this is done through the blood, sweat, and tears that you suffer as a student athlete who actually works an intense schedule that honestly never ends. Now, meanwhile, the University of Alabama announces that they're going to be spending $143 million on upgrading their football facilities, which are renovations that you will never see. And all of this money came from tickets, merchandise, TV ratings, all of which you were a direct part of. And while you're doing this, you still are not getting paid a single dime as a college athlete. Now, this is the social injustice that college players currently face in today's world. From where I stand, it is absolutely time to offer greater compensation to NCAA athletes who are being fully taken advantage of, not being paid, and are the ones who are generating this multi-billion-dollar industry that the NCAA is thriving on. Meanwhile, the NCAA is getting away with this by using specific lawyer garble. This lawyer garble I'm talking about specifically pertains to a case about 50 years ago or so where the NCAA actually won, and they won because of this definition of the student athlete they created. The NCAA defines an amateur student athlete as the one who is engaged in athletics for the education, physical, mental, and social benefits he derived, and therefrom to whom athletics is an avocation. The NCAA created the term and used it to escape from paying the workers' benefits, as players are neither technically employed by the university or in the football business. This never-ending working definition of amateurism has allowed the NCAA to finesse college students out of millions of dollars. However, this notion is coming to an abrupt end due to the recent ruling in the O'Bannon vs. NCAA case. Recently, U.S. District Judge Claudia Wilkin ruled in favor of the athletes, determining that the NCAA violated antitrust laws, and she said that the association's current rules demonstrate that even today, the NCAA does not necessarily adhere to a single definition of amateurism. This ruling has put increased pressure on discussions as to why players are not reaping larger benefits, as the decision came with the cost of attendance stipend that expanded the definition of a full scholarship. The athletes got extra money because they were athletes. Not only this, but the discussion of players receiving compensation has also been fueled by the recent uptick in spending of college football programs. NCAA has long made claims that they did not have enough money to freely and fairly compensate players. However, this is tough to deny when the NCAA is landing $7.3 billion in media rights deals for ESPN just by expanding the college football championship into a 4-team playoff. Now, this number alone is infuriating, not to mention all of the vast increases in college football coaches' salaries and the unnecessary spending on college football facilities. Among all this, the NCAA does still continue to argue that the college athletes should not be paid, and this comes through two main arguments that they still preside on. The first point is that the NCAA still tries to stress that these money restrictions actually help players and college athletes remain part of the college campus, and that they will be more focused on school and more engaged with their school environment and all their peers. The second point that they constantly stress is that they fear that by paying college athletes, this will turn all of these programs into like minor league subdivisions like exist in the NBA and MLB, and that in doing such, they think they'll lose all of the TV viewers, as they believe that people only watch college sports because they believe they're playing for the pride of your university. By making these blindly and loosely justified arguments, the NCAA is turning a blind eye to how student athletes currently act. Now, the NCAA loves to emphasize that adding money will ruin the academic culture that college athletes are in. However, there are instances such as the one at University of North Carolina, which is a prestigious university, just a few years ago, where thousands of students at the university took fake paper classes, and advisors funneled athletes into easier programs to help keep them eligible. All of this is to say that I thoroughly believe that college athletes should be entirely compensated for their work that directly contributes to the multi-billion industry that the NCAA is thriving off of. They will remain the same college students as they always were, except now they will actually see the fruits of their labor come to fruition.